Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desha Dharni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare He Ram Prabhu Ki Jai. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakya Chakshunamalatam Yena Tasmai Shri Guravai Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapat Kamlam Shri Gurana Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagratam Sahagandragatvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagangalita Shri Vishakanatvasha Vancha Kalpatarubaksha Kripa Sindhubhayeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hey Ram Prabhu Ki Jai. So today it's a very auspicious day. We are celebrating the Avirbhava, Parents' Day of Srinivasa Acharya and Madhavendra Puri. And yesterday we celebrated the Nursing Chaturthi. So celebration is actually, the bhakti is all about celebration. The devotional life means celebrating every moment. So we are very fortunate that we all are in Srila Prabhupada's shelter and we all are celebrating every day, every moment in spiritual world. So I really thank everybody here, those who have invited me here in US for these lectures, and I'm really grateful to everybody here and to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Gauranga. So we will start without wasting much time about that. Madhavendra Puri and Srinivasa Acharya, they are great devotees of the Lord. And devotion is actually the key to the happiness and peace in life. If we are devotees, it's definite that we will be all happy and be at peace. Happiness is all within, we have heard many times. So how did these acharyas, these Vaishnava acharyas, they give us that happiness, they give us the secret to this happiness and peace. So being very fortunate being here, a part of the congregation here, you all are, whether it's online congregation or it's offline, everybody is fortunate to hear about the great devotees of the Lord. So Srinivasa Acharya, first we'll begin with him. His parents, they were in Bengal and they did not have any child and they were always praying for a child. And they went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Katwa. And Katwa is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And when they reached there, they got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they were very much enlightened by that. And they came back after meeting him. They were blessed by him. They were blessed, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specially told them that in their family they will get a saint will appear in their family. And the parents are very happy when they hear these things, when a saint is going to be born in their family. And that's how his father was in ecstasy now. The parents were really very ecstatic. And when they came back to their village, they were all singing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And soon the father was named as Chaitanya Das by the whole village. And they were celebrating his being a great saint himself. And soon he had a child, and that was named Srinivas. And he showed all the symptoms of a saintly person. And there now Srinivas was again instructed specially that he should take initiation on growing up. He took initiation from Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And then the Srinivas Acharya again got the title of Acharya from Jiva Goswami, who also actually gave him the spiritual knowledge. So he was so fortunate that he was getting the spiritual knowledge from such great elevated Goswamis. And by that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had actually disappeared from the planet. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given him the special instructions to get the initiation from Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And Gopal Bhatt Goswami, in return, offered Srinivasa Acharya to Radharamanji, his beloved deities. So I was just listening to the lecture by my Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He was telling, then if a guru thinks that his devotees, his disciples are his property, then he is not a true guru. When he actually sees all his disciples as the property of the Supreme Lord, as the property of the deities, then that is the Guru's. Actually, he is the devotees are blessed, the disciples are blessed, and the Guru is actually a bona fide Guru. So that is how it was. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions were followed by Srinivasa Acharya, and he took initiation from Gopal Bhatt Goswami, and Gopal Bhatt Goswami, in fact, offered him to the service of Radha Ramanji. So he was serving Radha Ramanji, he was serving his spiritual masters, he was serving Srila Jiva Goswami as well. And now Srinivas, earlier he was, when he was born, he was, how he showed the symptoms of a saint. He was sent to a great teacher, Dhananjaya. And when he was studying under him, Dhananjaya said, I cannot give him any knowledge. He already is full of knowledge. He knows everything. And Srinivas then he was actually given a formal initiation by Gopal Bhatt Goswami and Srila Jiva Goswami. So Srinivasa Acharya has got a lot to his credit, to his name. He actually is the first one who started the Sankirtan party. Though it is not, Guru Maharaj again was telling in the lecture that it is not ISKCON who started the first Sankirtan party. The first Sankirtan party was started by Srinivasa Acharya himself. He was given the title of Acharya. Acharya means who actually um, teaches with his acharan, with his own character, with his own, how he teaches others through his own example. And he was exemplary. Srinivasa Acharya was exemplary in his service. He was serving the spiritual master, his instructions so well that he was given the name Acharya, and he actually was given a great responsibility. He was given the great responsibility of taking all the Vedic scriptures, the Vedic knowledge from Vrindavan to Bengal, because the Goswamis were in Vrindavan, sent by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to write the scriptures, to actually go ahead with the scriptures. And now these all scriptures were to be taken back to Bengal. So now, and there was no printing press then, no Xerox copies were there, no photocopies, but only way was handwritten scriptures. So these handwritten scriptures were a great treasure. So this was actually how they were sent. They were sent to back to Bengal. On the way, they were put in a bullock cart, in a big bullock cart, where there were two those who were actually riding the bullock cart, and there were 10 watchmen. 10 watchmen were assigned to take this treasure back to Bengal. But this, they had to cross this Gaudiya philosophy, the Gaudiya scriptures. They were actually the treasure. And two people who came along with Srinivasa Acharya were his great friends, Narottam Das Thakur and Shamanand Prabhu. They were alongside with him, and they were also prepared for the major this preaching mission. They were all prepared for it. So these books were given by Jiva Goswami, by the Goswamis, and they had already studied these books. These three had studied these books, and they were now going to Bengal and Odisha to share with the devotees and scholars. That is the preaching. That was the preaching mood. Srinivasa Acharya is actually, he gives us the devotion. He is the one whom we should beg for devotional life. He gives us the strength for preaching. He empowers us for preaching. So likewise, now then when they were taken, these scriptures they were taking, so they had to cross through the jungles, the forest, and that is why there were 10 watchmen assigned with them. And you think that these were not golds and diamonds. It was not gold and diamonds. It was just the scriptures. And the scriptures were so well guarded because this was the Vedic philosophy. So this was taken through the Vishnu Pura. So there was a Veer Brahan, the king there, and that king was like the politicians these days, it's been mentioned that how he had actually had he had many dacoits. He was nurturing them, he was training them so that they could they could plunder the people going from one state to another, and they could be plundered, and the king would actually enjoy the booty with the dacoits. So they were royal dacoits, they were no ordinary dacoits but royal dacoits. So they all thought there are 10 watchmen with this cart, and there is a big trunk in it. So in this trunk there may be a lot of jewels, but and they then looted the trunk and they took it away. Now Srinivasa Acharya was thinking what to do, and they were all three of them. They were very much they were very much in a sad, morose mood. So they asked now the Srinivasa Acharya. He asked other two to move on with their journey, and he said he would remain behind and he would look for the scriptures in this state of Vishnupura. Now, the he was that was Krishna's kindness. That's actually Krishna helps his those who are devotees who are there. We know yesterday we celebrated the such a big Narsing Chaturthi, where we again and again are reminded of the fact that how Krishna protects his devotees, how he takes care of his devotees like he took care of Prahlad. So here also, Srinivasa Acharya was blessed by his spiritual master with such a great service. So he was doing the service on the instructions of his spiritual master. Now, when the king, the dacoits, they looted the booty and they took it to the king. And the king, when the trunks were opened and they found only books in them, they found only Vedic scriptures in them, they were very much like annoyed that what is this? They were expecting a lot of jewels in it. But now, when the king, he wanted to see the scriptures, he touched those scriptures. And when he touched those scriptures, what happened? Just by touching those scriptures, he was being purified. So that is, I still remember that when the spiritual master, my spiritual master, even when I had joined ISKCON 26 years back, he had just asked me to get Bhagavatam. And I said, I haven't read Bhagavad Gita. How can I read Bhagavatam direct? I'm just reading Bhagavad Gita now. So Guru Maharaj told me, you get the Bhagavatam set, you just touch it and you will be purified. He said, just get it in your home and just touch it every day. Just take darshan of it. And you see, and nobody would believe, like after 25 years and like after 15 years, even I was giving sermons, I was giving lectures on Bhagavatam. So this is all who can do it, the mercy of the spiritual master, because the bona fide spiritual master is always actually he's always glorifying Krishna, and Krishna protects his devotees, he protects the words of his devotees. So likewise here, the king was purified when he touched the Bhagavatam. He touched those Vedic scriptures, he got purified. Now Veer Hambir was actually now Srinivasa Acharya was still there in the town, in the same place, city, and he met the king because he wanted the scriptures back. So when he went to see the king was already a bit of purified, and he was so pleased. He was actually preached by Srinivasa Acharya. Srinivasa Acharya told him of the Vedic scriptures, about the importance of the Vedic scriptures, about the importance of the Vaishnava philosophy. So when he told all this, then what happened was Veer Hambir now, he became a devotee himself. He became his disciple. He became a disciple of Srinivasa Acharya. And now the Srinivasa Acharya was so pleased. And the king, when he became a devotee, it is said that his subjects, even when the king becomes a devotee, the subjects even follow what the king does. Yatat Ashriti Shrestha. We all know from Bhagavad Gita. So he also became their praja, all the subjects, all the people in his town, they also became Vaishnavas. Now Srinivasa Acharya took back the scriptures back to Gaudadesh, that is Bengal. So this is how it is, the Srinivasa Acharya. And then what he did was he actually organized the first Sankirtan party. Traveling Sankirtan party was organized by Srinivas Acharya. And Srinivas Acharya has himself composed beautiful hymns, and it is said that he was a great Acharya and he taught by his own experience. And he was totally supported by such great devotees as Narottam Das Thakur, Shamanand, and the both of three of them were preaching, and they were all enlightened, ignited by the fire of devotional service preaching. So, and Srinivasa Acharya also celebrated first time the Gaur Purnima after the disappearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was in such a morose mood of separation, and he was meditating on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while celebrating this Gaur Purnima in his separation. It is said he was so much attached to the name of Hari, that the Maha Mantra, he was so meditating on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes that suddenly a garland actually appeared in his neck. And that was a blessing given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it says. So this is how Krishna blesses his devotees, and that is how Srinivasa Acharya also got the blessings of the Supreme Lord. So it is shown here that how, and it says that his disappearance is not recorded, well recorded. So we have very less information on his disappearance, that how he disappeared. But then his samadhi can be found in Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it says, he himself empowered Srinivasa Acharya with Shakti for preaching, with divine potency for preaching. So for preaching, it cannot be that one day we just get up and do the preaching. We need the potency, we need the empowerment. And the empowerment comes from the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, and the Guru Parampara that starts from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the Supreme Lord himself. So here it is that he got the divine power from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is clearly described in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Antalila, in the 16th chapter, from the verse 60 to 65, where Mahaprabhu instructs Srinivas, Narottam, and Shamanand to take the Gauriya Siddhant teachings, that is the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and preach it throughout Bengal, Odisha, and beyond. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this instruction to three of them to do the preaching in Bengal, Odisha, and beyond. So that is what Srila Prabhupada carried it. He brought it to America. This is actually, I have traveled the world, but this was the first time in America. I was giving Zoom sessions in America long, long time back. I had started giving, but my physical visit is first time to New York and other places. And I was so much, when we landed, I was just meditating on Prabhupada, that when you come to such a country, huge, big country, so called, such an advanced country, and at that time it was really considered to be very much advanced to India. And when Prabhupada must have landed, how he must have felt. He was all alone. He had no one. And yesterday I was talking to Ansarupa Prabhu. He was telling me, the New York Temple, Brooklyn Temple president, he was telling that there are shoes in which Prabhupada came on Jalduta. He showed us the shoes. There are Prabhupada's original shoes lying there. And he said that is he got it from Bata in Connaught Place. Those shoes he was wearing. And they were really tattered when he came to New York. It was very cold here. And those shoes had they had come up a hole in the shoes. And Prabhupada had put a cardboard box, the paper from the hard cardboard box, the lid of the cardboard box, he has cut it and he had put it in the shoe so that he may not get the chill from below the feet. So the land was so chilly, the weather was so chilly here. So this is how Prabhupada actually, he was all alone here. And in that, he was so much empowered by his spiritual master. He was empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he started ISKCON. The birthplace of ISKCON is here in New York. It started here. So I was just meditating on that how can a person do that? So this is what Srinivasa Acharya showed it. That being how Krishna blesses, how the spiritual master blesses, how the supreme being blesses. So it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually blessed Srinivasa Acharya, and Prabhupada comes in the same parampara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he empowered Srinivasa Acharya, and he said, Tumi ho Acharya loka nasho ajnana. So Tumi ho Acharya, you are the Acharya, you will be the Acharya, and you will remove the ignorance of the people. So you will take away all the ignorance of the people. So ignorance is all the the material knowledge with which we are attached. So that is all taken by, the lust is taken by the spiritual master, the Acharya, and you are actually blessed with love of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada writes in many purports that ISKCON is what? What is ISKCON doing? Just transforming the lust into love for Krishna. So we have lust for material things, we have material desires, they are just transformed into love for Krishna. That's all is done here. And then this was, it says here, Srinivasa Acharya was not, he did not just give this was not just a verbal blessing, Srinivasa Acharya got. He was specially invested with the potency to preach. So when we are blessed by the spiritual master, it is not just verbally the lip movement, it is actually really the potency is transferred into us. So this is how it is. This is the essence of Bhagavatam. This is the essence of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu and the words of the other works of Shad Goswamis. So Srinivasa Acharya was entrusted with such a great responsibility, and he fulfilled the responsibility. The scriptures he was carrying were none other than the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilamani, Hari Bhakti Vilas, Laghu Bhagavatamrita, and there were commentaries on Bhagavatam. And he was carrying all this treasure with him. That has been actually translated by Srila Prabhupada for us in English as well, some of these books. So we are so grateful to Srinivasa Acharya. All glories to Srinivasa Acharya, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So there is another, we are celebrating today the appearance day of Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is none other than Brahmadhava Gauriya Sampradaya. He represents that. Madhavendra Puri, we are celebrating these days the Chandan Yatra. And who actually blessed us with this Chandan Yatra? That's Madhavendra Puri. He only blessed us that how we celebrate this festival of Chandan Yatra, applying Chandan to Krishna and Radharani. So Madhavendra Puri is considered to be the root of devotional mood, the bhava, and that blossomed, actually it says, fully in the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he had that bhav and he had the foundational role to play. The Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya, what is the main bhava here is the intense love of Radha and Krishna. The separation bhav, it is said the love between Radha and Krishna is the intense love between them. That is the devotion we actually celebrate in Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Madhavendra Puri actually he appeared in the Brahm Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya and was the first to express intense love in separation from Srimati Radharani's mood. And his famous verse, it says, is Ay Dina Dayadar Natha He. He says that, oh my merciful Lord, I am utterly wretched and without shelter, and please give me your shelter. So he actually prays in Vipralamba Bhav, that is in separation. So we all have the feeling, Prabhupada always said, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as for crying for your mother. So it is crying for in separation from the Supreme Lord. We should always actually chant the Mahamantra in a way that we have been separated from the Supreme Lord and we want to get the reconnection. So Madhavendra Puri, he represents the divine fusion of Madhava and the Gauriya philosophy. So he is accepted as the root Acharya of Gauriya branch. And he had the beautiful pastime of Madhavendra Puri is when Madhavendra Puri got a dream that there was Krishna's Vigraha, the deity of Krishna. The deities that are so famous, we all know these deities are in Nathdwara. These deities were Gopal, the deity of Gopal. He uncovered them he dug them out at the Govardhan hill. So at the foothills of the Govardhana, because Krishna came in the dreams and said, I'm being suffocated I've been here under the dirt. Take me out. I want to come out. And that's how Madhavendra Puri actually, he uncovered the deity of Gopal. He established the worship of them on the top of Govardhan Hill. And he organized the grand Abhishek, bathing ceremony, and cooked many preparations. The whole village of Govardhan was put into this task. And they celebrated the Annakuta Mahotsav. which if you go to the temples, ISKCON temples, we do that when the Govardhan Puja is done, the Annakuta festival is celebrated. And that's how Madhavendra Puri also did that. And what happened was then this Gopal deity, they came in the dream again to Madhavendra Puri and said, it's very hot here. I want you to get some sandalwood for me, the chandan, and I want you to apply that on me. And now Madhvinder Puri, just taking the instructions, he actually began his journey. He began the journey to get the chandan, to get the sandalwood, and this sandalwood would only be acquired from Puri. He had to walk thousand miles to get that. And but he started his journey and he went to Puri. And now on the way he actually stopped at Remuna. Remuna is a place that is near again Odisha, Puri. He stopped there. And there was very famous, they were the famous deities of Gopinath in Remuna. And now he wanted in Remuna, when he reached there, he had heard about the beautiful kheer, the sweet pudding that was rice pudding, the sweet rice pudding that was offered to the deities there. And that was called Amrit Keli. Amrit Keli means it's full of nectar. And he had heard a lot of glories of that Amrit Keli. And now he wanted to taste that Amrit Keli to make it for his deities, the Gopal deity in Govardhan. But that time was not right, because at that time, the 12 pots of the kheer, that sweet pudding, was being offered to the Supreme Lord there in the Gopinath temple. Now he felt very much that he regretted that he wanted to taste the kheer at that time when Krishna was already taking the bhoga. So he thought that was not right for him, that he has committed a mistake, a huge mistake he has committed. So now he left Ramana, the temple, Kirchura Gopinath, where is this? He left that Gopinath temple and he walked away. He said, that is not right what I had felt. I cannot do that. While the Supreme Lord is eating the bhoga and I am asking for myself. He went away from the place. Now, when he went away, the Supreme Lord, he knows everything, what is going on in the hearts of the devotees, of course. Now, there were 12 pots that were offered. And now the pujaris, when they came and they picked up the offering done, the prasad, the bhoga had been offered, and they picked up the prasadam. Now, when they picked it up, they actually distributed it all. They did not count how many were picked up. So they thought all the 12 have come and they distributed everything. Now in the night, Supreme Lord again came in the dream of the pujari and he said, go and find my devotee, Madhavendra Puri, and give him this cup of sweet rice. Now the pujari thought, we have already distributed all the sweet rice. Where is the sweet rice? Now Krishna knew that what he was thinking. Then he told the pujari, I have stolen a cup of sweet rice for my dear disciple devotee, and it is hidden behind the curtain in the temple. Now the pujari went to the place and he really found it behind the curtain. He found the sweet rice, and he got it back, and he actually looked for now Madhavendra Puri. He went to the marketplace there and he screamed on top of his voice. He yelled out his name. He said, Madhavendra Puri, where are you? And then Madhavendra Puri said, oh, I am Madhavendra Puri. What happened? And he said, our deities, Gopinath, they stole a cup of kheer, cup of sweet rice for you. And I have come to deliver it to you. Now Madhavendra Puri was very embarrassed, that he thought, otherwise, if it would have been one of us, we would have been so happy that, and we would have been on cloud nine. Oh my God, for us, Krishna has sent someone, we are so great. But Madhavendra Puri was full of humility. When he came to know that Krishna did this for him, and he thought that now everybody will actually glorify him. So he did not want to. A pure devotee of the Lord does not want his glories to be known. He left the place again immediately and he walked away. And but he was already famous, and this deity was renamed as Kirchora Gopinath. He became Kirchora. Kirchora in Hindi means who stole the Churana means stealing, and Kheer means sweet rice. So this deity is called who stole the kheer, who stole the sweet pudding. sweet rice for their own disciple, for their own devotee, sorry. So Madhavendra Puri felt himself unworthy for all this glories, all this name and fame, and he left the place to avoid the fame. So this is how the devotees are. So when we read these pastimes, when we learn about these pastimes, then it becomes like for us, our faith becomes strong. Yes, it does happen. And it happens till today. There's a beautiful pastime. I don't know if I should be speaking here or not, but Guru Maharaj, if he would have been very much on this planet, he would not have let us speak about it. But he went to Kirchura Gopinath once, just 2, 3 years back, he went. And he went to the temple, Kirchura Gopinath temple. It was in the evening. I remember I was not there, but there were a few other devotees who actually recorded all this. And he went there with them at 7 in the evening. And now the bhoga offering had all been done to the devotees. But he asked from the pujari, if you could actually give me a little bit of that kheer. I want to taste that kheer. Do you have it? Pujari said, we have already distributed it. Everything was distributed in the morning. We don't have anything left. So Guru Maharaj said, please go into the kitchen and just find it. Maybe there is some in the one corner or somewhere in some corner, you may find some kheer. And the pujari was insisting, no, we have cleaned the deity kitchen, we don't have it. But Guru Maharaj said, just go and try. Maybe there is some you find for me. A small little bit, a half a spoon or something you find. Just have one bit of it also. And the pujari, again on this, his insisting, he went again in the kitchen and really he found a cup of kheer. He found one cup of kheer and he brought it back. So everybody was surprised. Yes, this happens till today. These pastimes are not just that they were done in those days, and they are not myth. It's not mythology. It's not mythology. We don't say it's myth. It is the for the devotees, it's experiential. That is why Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, it's experiential knowledge. You can experience it. It is not that just it's not just fancy. It's not just that you can just it's an imagination. No, it's the truth. So likewise, when he went, now he was on the way to get the sandalwood. So when he reached Jagannath Puri, everything was arranged like 1,000 tons. He had to bring so much of chandan back to Vrindavan. And the king there, he actually helped him out. He said, everything is arranged for you. I'm giving you servants to carry this on way back. And then when he went back on the way, he reached again Ramana. And when he reached Ramana, Krishna appeared in his dreams again and told Madhavendra Puri, just apply this sandalwood which you are trying to take back so many miles away. There is no difference between me and the Gopal deity. We are the one. So you leave the sandal here and so that it can be applied to me. And it will give the cooling effect to the Gopala deity as well. So he said, no need to go all the way back to Govardhan. And if you apply sandalwood here to me, Gopinath said, I will feel the cool. And for Gopal and me are non-different. So Madhavendra Puri then joyfully, he applied all the sandalwood on the Gopinath's body. So it is said in his final days, Madhavendra Puri was absorbed in the Radha Bhav. He was totally absorbed in intense separation from Krishna. And he was constantly reciting the famous verse that is known as Ay Dina Dayadar Nathe. And he was, his disciple is Ishwar Puri. And Ishwar Puri is the one whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took as his guru. So Ishwar Puri was his disciple and he was serving him. So Ishwar Puri, it says that devotees like Ishwar Puri, they could serve him properly. And some others, there was another disciple of his that who was very much in criticizing the devotees, that was Ramchandra Puri. But then Madhavendra Puri told Ramchandra Puri that he did not want to see his face while leaving this body. And he accepted the service of Ishwara Puri. So it is said that the great devotee Madhavendra Puri, actually, he was uh, totally surrendered to the Supreme Lord. And when he was totally absorbed in the Vipralamba Bhav, Vipralamba means deep separation from Krishna. So unless a devotee feels deep separation from the Supreme Lord, he cannot become a devotee. Unless you feel, oh, I am separated, I want to be reunited, then only you will get that love. It's like when you want to be reunited with your, in the material world, even if you are a boyfriend or girlfriend, so you want to be reunited with them when you are feeling the love, the separation is there. So likewise, if you get this divine, you want to revive this divine connection, that is actually the bhakti bhava. That
Thank
is
you,
what,
Radhika Kripa.
yeah.
Devadasi. Wonderful narration. So
Thank
many names, so many pastimes. And you drew the line between the pastimes and us here in New York. Thank you very much. We're going to unleash questions. And I'd like to take advantage of me of hosting this class. So miracles, how do we as practicing devotees handle miracles? Are we supposed to have them? What if I just wake up, take shower, and get to work without any miracles? Nobody's giving me anything. How do I stay inspired on the path?
Yes, but being a devotee itself in this Kali Yuga, in this age of quarrel, is a miracle in itself. It's out of hundreds and millions, only Krishna says, very few will come to me. And we are the chosen ones, the few ones who actually get up in the morning and chant his name and take a bath and go to the temple to take his darshan. That's a miracle in itself. We should accept that. It's a miracle in itself.
Thank
Getting
you.
to, yeah. I know.
Wonderful, wonderful. Temple room, you have any questions?
Mhm.
On miraculous devotees in the temple room? Unmute, unmute.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mother. Very sweet class, very beautiful. And the Prabhupada said, these devotees are my miracles, right? They said, can you do any kind of miracle? He said, you see these devotees, this is a miracle, that they've come from such a sordid background, fallen, no sadhana, no faith, no regulatory principles, and now they're following very nicely and happy and satisfied just to serve Krishna.
Right. Yes. That's a miracle.
We do have a question. We opened the Bhagavatam yesterday, and the second verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Projita Kaitava Chaparamo Nimartsanam Tatam, says that this Bhagavatam kicks out cheating religion. And in the offenses to the holy name, it says it's offense. Consider the Hare Krishna mantra chanting to be one of the auspicious, ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas for fruitive activity, karma kanda. So it's not just something that doesn't work so well, but it's actually counterproductive and offense. Auspicious, ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas that are kicked out. So I was thinking, somebody asked me actually, what, what is this activity that's so auspicious and offered in the Vedas and ritualistic that is offensive? And I was thinking, well, I couldn't think of. So can you describe? We know what to do, what not to do, but we should know what not to do. What are these
Because,
auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas for fruitive activity?
yes, the fruited activities actually, I don't think so they'll be so common in the Western world, but they're very common in India. In India, people take to ritualistic activities more. That is, if you perform this puja, this type of worship, if you chant the mantra for so long, whatever you're asking, it will be fulfilled. If you want to have a good business, you chant this mantra. If you worship this deity, if you want to have a son, go to this demigod, worship him, or you perform this kind of worship, perform this kind of yagya. So these ritualistic activities are fruitive activities. They are mentioned in the Vedas. But Prabhupada clearly says in the Bhagavad Gita in his purpose again that if you become a devotee and you are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with full sincerity and humility under the guidance of the spiritual master, then you have already performed all kinds of ritualistic activities in your past births. You have done everything. You don't need to perform all those shraads. In India, they are very popular doing shraads for their their ancestors, those who have gone away, offering the pujas to them, offering worships to them, offering the anushtans. That is the actually the Vedas tell the anushtans. So they actually get entangled in that. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita again in the second chapter, he says, this is the flowery language of Vedas. It's got a very flowery language which can entice you, which can actually bewilder you, because you will be carried away by the material world and you would want to enjoy, you would want to sense gratify. So then you can get misled by actually going into the Vedas. But the ultimate cause of the Vedas, the ultimate aim of the Vedas is to come to Krishna, come to me. But then there are a lot of exits when you take a expressway, and there are a lot of exits on the way. And if you get bewildered, you may take any exit and you may go out of your expressway that goes to Krishna. But these are the exits. So Vedas has got flowery language that can actually bewilder us. So there are very fortunate, as I said, Prabhupada himself says, very few will be fortunate who will go on the expressway without getting bewildered to the exits. But there are many who might get exit, but then they will get again these anushtans will help them to actually purify gradually, gradual step. But the devotees, they can purify in an express way. So if you don't get bewildered, you are on an express track. But if you get bewildered, again, no worries. You may take an exit, but then remain in the shelter of the Vedas. Don't get away. Be there. Perform those anushtans, but don't go away. Be there. So don't fall to the mode of ignorance where then there is no knowledge. Be there. So, but for devotees, they should not worry. If they are on the expressway, they will get back to Godhead, definitely, with the mercy of the spiritual master. I think so. I should end the class now. The time is up.
One more minute. One more minute.
Okay.
So get back on the wagon if you fall off. Is that the message?
Yeah, get back. Yes, we have to be there under the shelter of the spiritual master. That's very important. And under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, the preeminent Shiksha Guru. If you follow that, nothing will happen. No rituals, nothing. We don't get indulged in rituals. We don't get indulged in any kind of other ritualistic ceremonies. We just follow the Maha Mantra, chanting of the Maha Mantra, the four regulative principles, and offering bhoga and eating prasad. That's all. And our job is done. And preach the glories, topmost. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank
Adipusha
you.
Prabhu,
Hmm.
any reflections on this wonderful answer?
So it's basically demigod worship or seeking blessings, heavenly planet aspiration, stuff like that. Thank you.
Very good.
Is darshan happening? It's 8:01.
The curtain is wiggling. The Pajari is.
That's a miracle. That's Krishna miracle. Shishvara Mulidar Shigur Chandra. They're playing with the curtain.
Can you put this over?
Okay, darshan time. Radhika Kripa, wonderful class. Thank you. It's please turn on your cameras if you can. Put on your best look. Unblur your background so we can see your room. So Krishna can see your room.
Now there is. So everybody is giving darshan to Krishna now.
Yeah, we're being seen by the Lord.
Yeah, he's taking our darshan.
Janardhan Prabhu, nice to see you.
Hari Bol. I hope it was clear to them. As you said, lot of names and lots of miracles where I was speaking
Yeah.
of.
We were basking in Krishna's mercy.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Darshan. Darshan opens or darshan close?
It's gonna open. It's gonna open now.
It's gonna open now. Okay.
Nada Himaya Sadhu Kala Vikahaya Govinda Hari Purusham Amadami Hari Purusham Amadami Govinda Hari Purusham.
Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu, for facilitating the darshan so nicely. Jai, this is the back of the temple room. Okay. All right, welcome to the Afterglow. I have an appointment later today, this morning, so I have to leave. But maybe we can take one. Hold on, let me acknowledge Anandi. Anandi, Hare Krishna, thank you for being here. Anandi the warrior is here, dear devotees. Please bless Anandi and take inspiration from her. She's very steady in her service of taking in Srimad Bhagavatam. We love you, Anandi. Nice seeing you. Okay, let's take one reflection or a question. Thank you, Radhika Kripa Devi, for staying overtime. We see your surrendered soul.
I would request everybody to come to Delhi and visit the temples. We have 21 temples in Delhi, and they were made by Guru Maharaj on the orders of instructions of Srila Prabhupada. And my husband was given the service to build 6 of them. And he has made the latest one. He's the art and architecture is all by him. The latest one is the Rohini temple that has become the masterpiece in the. It's been glorified by everybody as being a very beautiful temple offered by our Guru Maharaj to Srila Prabhupada. So I invite everybody to come to Delhi and visit these temples and take the blessings of the deities.
What's your husband's name, Radhika Kripa?
Rasa Priya Das.
Rasa Priya Das. He must be a Maharati. So many temples.
That is, it was on Guru Maharaj's mercy. We don't know. We have been giving honorary service to ISKCON for the last 26 years. And Guru Maharaj just gave the service of preaching to me, and making temples was given to him. He said, and he announced when he made the Faridabad temple in Delhi. So that was in the year 2019. Guru Maharaj officially, he said, announced, now you're the official architect for ISKCON, he said to my Prabhu. But that was his mercy. So
We now have very strong connections in Delhi.
do come.
Yes.
Do come. And of course, Shri Shri Radha Parthasarthi is all very powerful deities, been installed by Srila Prabhupada himself. They are full of potency. What we talk about Srinivasa Acharya, you can experience it there. If you just bow down before Radharani there, she fulfills all your wishes. And now we have Nursing Dev there, Lakshmi Nursing Dev. Again, very powerful. Hariba.
Thank you. Krishna is real. Krishna is powerful. The process works. Devotees
Yes.
Association is uplifting. Srimad Bhagavatam has all the answers. Thank
Yes.
you very much for your association, dear devotees.
Well,
Radhika Kripa Devi Ki Jai.
I,
Her Maharati husband Ki Jai. 21 temples in Delhi for Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Have a wonderful Monday. Come again tomorrow. Srimad